What is individuality according to the teachings of the Buddha? What we are is a functionally combined combination of 5 clusters. They consist of 2 basic processes. First, there is a material process, a flow of material energy. Then there is the spiritual process, a river of spiritual events. The mind and the spiritual factors, both of these streams, consist of elements which are the object of momentary origin and passing away. What we call the physical body is not a single substantial unity, but a combination of many elements. The mind, too, is not a single, ongoing ego unity, but a series of spirited processes. Consists of the so-called spiritual accumulations, feelings, perception, mental designs, and consciousness. These mental processes or thought moments are called polysiddhas. Every siddha is an individual act of the mind, an act of consciousness. Each siddha is created, lingered for an absolutely brief moment, fulfills its task and passes away. When he passes, he does not leave any trace of himself, he has no core or essence that remains. But as soon as the siddha disappears, immediately afterwards a different siddha emerges. Another act of the mind comes to the origin, touches the object of experience and passes away. And so it goes on, one siddha after another. And so we see that the mind is a succession of these siddhas, this momentary act of consciousness. When each individual siddha is lost, he conveys to the following whatever impressions arose in him, what experiences he has made. The perceptions, the emotions, the willed actions, all this is relayed to the next siddha. And so each mental process leaves its impression in the constantly flowing consciousness. This transfer of influences, this causal continuity, gives us a sense of permanence, of identity. Because of this continuity, we remain the same personal being throughout our lives, even if there is no ego or self behind the process. The physical body and the stream of mental processes are closely related. The body provides the basis for the succession of siddhas, the flow of mental processes. The mental process uses the body as its instrumental foundation. When death comes, the body can no longer serve as a physical basis for consciousness. When the body breaks apart at the moment of death, however, the flow of mental processes does not cease. In the spirit of the dying man, a last thought will arise, called death consciousness. This last thought moment signals the complete life ending. The consciousness of death is followed by another siddha, another act of the spirit, the first siddha of the new life. And this siddha emerges with a new physical organism as its basis, a freshly fertilized egg. The first siddha of the new life receives the stream of consciousness, which has just left the old deceased body. The stream of consciousness is not a single unit but a process, and the process continues. The consciousness of death is followed by a new moment of consciousness that arises with the new physical organism as its basis. The first act of this consciousness is called Padissanti Siddha, consciousness of connection.